So we will let's start with the for loop, how you can use the for loop. So let's see it again. If you want to print from 1 to say 5, then how can you print that? So for you can say for I in 1 to 5 say, and then you need to use the usual syntax of for loop and then use the echo command. We have seen the echo command in detail in last meeting, so I'm not going to show anything special about echo command. So you just do this these 4 lines, or you can write it in 1 line also, and you can print this up 1 to 5, or if you want from 1 to 1000 you can do that, right? Or what if you want the increment to be not 1 but something else, like if you want the increment to be 3, you can use this sequence command in Linux. You can just see the sequence command 1 to say if I want to print from 1 to 20 with the increment of 3, you can use this. See, so you have this list, right? So let's take let's use the sequence command in the for loop. So we do 1 3 20 and we print I, same, right? So but if you use it in for loop, you don't just print I, you can do something else. So the value of I is $I, put it into the quotation. That's all. You see, it's printing, it's running for each value of I, and it's printing the statements, the value of I. Or you can do some other things also, like if you want to add 1, say multiply 1 10, let's multiply 10 to I each time. So for multiplying, you can do simple arithmetics in Linux using this double braces. So you do this I equal to I times 10, and then just close it with the double braces. And instead of printing it here, okay, now let's put this thing before the echo command. Okay, so let's do I equal to I times 10 a, and then let's echo it. You see, instead of 147, now we have 10 times these values. So you can do this simple arithmetic in using this double braces quite easily. You can just see, like if I define some value, call it val, and say it's 1000, right? And if I want to define another value, new val equal to say value times 10 plus 90. Okay, so just do that. Now we have the new value. You can just echo the new value, and we have the new value, right? It's 10,000 plus 90, 10,090, right? It's doing right. Okay, there are various other forms of the for loop also. We have seen how we can define the arrays in the last meeting. So we just, if you want to define an array, you can simply do this and just put some value, val1, val2, val3, 3. That's all. You defined an array, and if you want to access the elements of this array, you can access like dollar, then the curly braces open, and then you type the array name and the element you want to refer, and then close the braces. And okay, this is not a command, so you need to echo this, and you can access the array, right? And okay, so if you want to loop over this array using the for loop, you can simply do this with the for loop for say vals in, and you can use dollar we are looping over this array elements, right? So we want to make a list of all the elements of the arrays, right? So how we can list all the arrays? So if you want to list all the elements of the array, you simply need to do, okay, let's just scroll back again. Sorry. Okay, we have changed it. Just echo, and this, if you do echo and this array is 0, then it will echo only the first element, right? But what if we want to echo all the elements? So for that you need to add this at instead of 0, and this will echo all the values of arrays, right? So we have the list of the values of the array, so we can use that in our for loop. So for, say, vals in, we can say dollar and then arrays, and then use the at, close it, and then do echo say value is dollar vals. That's all, and then do done. You have this, right? So simple. So you can do almost anything using these for loops. Okay, so let's see while loop, because sometimes you need to use the while loop, right? Okay, did I show you the command clear? Because if you want to clear the screen in your terminal, you can use the command clear, or you can simply use Control L. That will also work. So if you want to use the while loop works for some condition, that if this condition satisfied, it will keep running, and when this condition uh, is not satisfied, it will break. Okay, so let's define some condition. Let's define the starting value, uh, just make it short, s equal to 1, and define another value e equal to 100, right? Okay, so we have the two values. You can see the value of these two variables s and e. You can do $s $e, and you can see the values of these elements, right? So let's define the while loop. We want the while loop to run until the final value is okay. So let's define while we want the value of okay, we don't define while like this, we define this. We want we need to initiate it. Okay, we have initiated that. While $s is less than equal to $e, right? So we will run it until these values are less. Okay, one thing to remember, you must give a space before starting this braces, right? And here also there should be some space, otherwise sometimes it gives some error. And if you're using some strings, then you should put this in quotation marks, but right now it's a numeric value, so you don't need to do that, but let's just put it. Okay, then okay, this is, it will, other syntax will be same as the for loop, and then you can echo $s, and then we need to increment the value of s, right? So we can increment like this, s equal to s plus 2, say. Okay, and then done. See, if we don't do this, then it will go into the infinite loop. It didn't.
Because new s is already equal.
Okay, here s, and now you can check. Yeah, s is already greater than. You can redefine the s value and rerun it. See, it's running infinitely. You need to, if you want to terminate the program, you can use Control C. It will get terminated. If you want to put the program in the background, then you can use Control G, so it will go into the background.
Can you go up again to see the last comment, the last two comments?
Which one? This one?
No, the one that you make the s plus 2.
Okay, this one. Simple. Just use the two small braces and then put the variable name and whatever you want to assign the value to that variable.
What about the minus LE?
Okay, that means yeah, less than equal.
Less than.
If you want to take less than then LT, greater than GT, just like that.
So we need to make minus.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it will take the arguments. It's not argument options actually. Okay, so we have seen the while loop. Okay. We need to see another syntax of the for loop. We can use for loop in this way also. Like if sometimes you have the value like s equal to 1, e equal to say 1 1. Okay, so you can echo these values. You can check the values of s and e. So you have these values, right? Sometimes you want to use these values in the for loop. If you want to use in this form, I in dollar $s dot dot dollar $e, right? This will not work. See, it's just printing uh, the one value because it has taken this as the only value in the list. So but we want to print from 1 to 101, right? So this is not working. There are various other ways. You can use the sequence command and you can put these values here. Sequence command, and maybe here you can use the value of s and then increment say 1 and then the values of e, and it's working. And there is another way for this also. You can use okay, sorry, you can use this for loop and start the value of I at s, and then just put the termination criteria, means I should be less than equal to $e, then I plus plus. I plus plus simply means that the values of I will keep incrementing with 1, and then do, then echo $I, then done, right? So you can use these values in this format or in this format. It's great. We have already seen the various forms of the echo command. If you want to use this some symbols in the echo commands, then symbols like the new line character or the tab character, you can use it in this way. You put the value, and this is AS coding. And what if you want to enter here? So you just use the new line character here, and it will understand because we have added minus e in front of echo, right? Just enter. So see, this is the enter here, and then we have some space. So we have a space here, and then coding. You can even use some other values, like you can insert the tab. You can put the alert uh, symbol also. You can hear the sound, right? This is the alert sound for this Mac. Okay. Last time, okay, in this directory we have some files.
What is dash E?
Okay, it's an option, means it's an option for echo command to read these characters, these new line character or these kind of characters. Actually, you can do man echo, and then you can read the documents of the echo command.
What if we don't have the dash dash? What if we don't have?
Oh, if you don't have, then it will just print as a string. It will not understand what this symbol means. It will just print like this. right? Okay. Okay. Last time we read one file using the while loop, right? There is a command called read in Linux. It reads the values entered by the user. So if I do read and some values enter, then it will wait for the user to give the value of to this variable value. So I give 13. That's all. You can just do echo values and you have the value of values, right?
It means that for read value, we need to give input value.
Yes, it will wait for the user input. So we can use this command in while loop to read the file also. So we have the file. Okay, we have already seen the cat command in last meeting, right? We will see the other options for the cat command and other commands in next meeting. So we will know more about Linux, but right in this meeting, let's constrain ourselves uh, to the text file reading only. That's how we can read the files or print anything. Okay, so if you want to see the contents of any file, you can simply do cat dcg2 and you can see the contents of these files, right? It's if I just want to see the first few lines, it's very difficult. I need to scroll up to get to the first few lines, right? So there should be some another command which we have seen in the last video, right? Head, and you can do dcg2. That's what we read, right? So if you simply type head dcg2, it will print the first 10 lines of the of this file. If you want to read only 2 lines, you simply do head -2 and dcg2. Okay, so we have this file. Now we want to read this file and we want to put the first column as the longitude and the second column as the latitude and third, let's say, something else, and fourth something else. So we can use this while command and use the value use the command read inside the while loop. So read and then you can give the value long lat and then abc def. Okay, and then do echo okay, we just want to uh, print this line dollar long. Okay, I should use something else. Lat done, and we need to input the value of the file. So which file we want to read? So we want to read the dcg2. So this is the redirection operator. So if I use like this, means it's less than, so it means this value is getting redirected into this command. Okay, if I do the opposite, if I use the greater than, then it means this command will be redirected. The output of this command will be redirected into this file, but we want
Put it as text. For example, you can output it.
yeah
Just to show.
yeah. So if you want, then you can just output this into yeah, dcg test. Okay, so done. So our output is inside the dcg test file. Dcg test file was not there. It's formed because of this what we did in this previous command. So let's check the values of the dcg test and just use the head because there must be many values inside. And see, we have the output, right? Great. So we can read files using the while loop also, but sometimes it gets tricky to use while loop. Of course, you can read any kinds of file using the while loop, but we should go for